3 years ago, I thought I was living a fairy tale. My wife, Vivian, was the kind of woman you dream about. Brilliant, beautiful, and driven. We had been together for 6 years, married for 3. Our lives were simple. I worked as a freelance graphic designer, content with our quiet apartment and our predictable weekends. But Vivian, she was a meteor. Her career in tech marketing was a constant climb, and she often made me feel like I was holding her back. "Marcus, you're so talented, but you're wasting it," she'd say, scrolling through her phone. "You could be running your own agency by now. Look at Damian from my work. He started his own consulting firm and is already making 6 figures. Damian. I should have paid closer attention to how his name seemed to slip into every conversation about my work. I tried to explain that I was happy, that my business was growing at its own pace, but she'd just shake her head. "You're not ambitious enough," she said one night, the words like a cold slap. "I need a partner who wants more from life." Her words cut deep because a part of me believed her. I started working longer hours, chasing bigger projects, trying to prove I wasn't the unambitious dreamer she saw. But it was never enough. She'd come home late, tired and frustrated, and the fighting became a constant hum in our home. The end came on a Tuesday in October. She walked into my office, her face unreadable. "Marcus, we need to talk." The air went still. I knew from the way she couldn't meet my eyes. "I can't do this anymore," she said, her voice thin. "I love you, but I need someone who shares my ambitions, who wants to build something bigger." I sat there, frozen, the cursor on my computer screen blinking like a heartbeat I couldn't feel. "Is there someone else?" I asked. She hesitated for just a moment too long. "No, this is about us, about what we want from life." But I knew. The divorce was swift. She wanted out, and I was too numb to fight. I stayed in the apartment. She took most of the savings. We were both left with our fractured pride. For the first few months, I was lost. The habits of 6 years were hard to break. I'd wake up expecting to see her, catch myself buying her favorite coffee, and cook for 2 out of habit. But slowly, a quiet, unexpected change began. Without her constant criticism and the pressure to be something I wasn't, I started rediscovering who I was. I took on projects I was passionate about, redesigning the branding for a local bookstore, illustrating a book for an indie author, and starting a blog about design philosophy that somehow gained a small but dedicated following. 8 months after the divorce, my phone rang. It was a tech company in Portland. They had seen my blog and wanted me to lead a complete visual overhaul of their platform. It was a massive 6-month project with a payout that eclipsed my previous 2 years' earnings. More than the money, it was the creative challenge I had always dreamed of. I threw myself into it, working 18-hour days. I collaborated with developers and designers, building something I was truly proud of. When the platform launched to critical acclaim, my phone exploded with new opportunities. Companies wanted to work with me. Design magazines wanted interviews. I was invited to speak at conferences. Within a year, my small freelance operation had become a boutique agency, exactly the kind of thing Vivian always said I should build. But here's the thing, I wasn't doing it for her. I wasn't trying to prove anything to anyone. I was doing it because I loved the work, because I had found my own voice and my own path. For the first time in years, I felt like myself. Then, on a late spring evening, a text buzzed on my phone from a number I hadn't seen in over a year. "Vivian. Marcus, it's Vivian. I know this is probably weird, but I was wondering if we could talk. I heard about your success and I'm so proud of you. Maybe we could grab coffee sometime." I stared at the message, a strange mix of curiosity and anger churning inside me. But mostly, I just felt tired. I didn't respond. A week later, she called. "Marcus, I know you're busy, but I really would like to see you." Her voice was smaller, the old confidence gone. "I made a mistake. I see that now. You were always ambitious. You just needed to find your own path." "I'm with someone now," I said quietly. There was a long pause. "Oh, is it serious?" I thought of Nora, the illustrator I had met at a design conference. She understood my work, supported my vision, and never made me feel like I had to be anything other than myself. "Yes," I said. "It is. I see." Another pause, and then she asked the question that I had been waiting for all this time. "Did you know about Damian and me?" "I suspected," I said, the truth finally feeling like a weight lifted. "I'm sorry. I know that doesn't mean much now, but I was so focused on what I thought I wanted that I threw away what I actually had." "What happened with Damian?" I asked, though I already had a feeling I knew the answer. He wasn't who I thought he was. The consulting firm was mostly hype. He was drowning in debt, lying about his success. Everything fell apart 6 months ago. A strange mix of vindication and sadness washed over me, not for Damian, but for Vivian, for the person she had become in her relentless pursuit of a life that was never real. "I'm sorry," I said, and I meant it. "Are you happy?" she asked, her voice a whisper. I looked around my office, at the awards on the wall, the photos from conferences, the sketches of new projects that filled me with excitement. But more than that, I thought about the peace I had found, the confidence I had built, and the relationship with someone who saw my worth. "Yes," I said, "I really am." We talked for a few more minutes, but there wasn't much left to say. She apologized again, I wished her well, and we hung up. But the messages didn't stop. Over the next few months, they came sporadically. She had seen an article about my company, heard I was speaking at a conference, or found one of my designs in a magazine. Each message was a small, quiet confession. "I was wrong about you. You were always enough. I threw away the best thing in my life." I never responded. Not out of cruelty, but because I had moved on. I had found something better than her validation, my own. The last message came 3 weeks ago. "Vivian. Marcus, I drive by your office sometimes. I see the lights on late at night, and I think about how wrong I was about you. You were building something beautiful, and I was too blind to see it. I know you won't respond to this, but I needed you to know. You were always ambitious enough. I was just too broken to recognize it." I showed the message to Nora that night. She read it quietly, then looked up at me. "Do you feel sorry for her?" I thought about it for a moment. I feel sorry for the person she was when she was with me. The person who needed everyone else to be different so she could feel whole. I smiled. And now I'm grateful. She taught me that the right person doesn't need to change you to love you. And that's the story of the woman who broke my heart and made me question everything about myself. She taught me a lesson I could never have learned any other way. That I was enough exactly as I was, and sometimes that's the most ambitious thing a person can be.